Alright guys, so I'm going to do a video asking the great question, is 22 suitable for defense? Now, this is a question which I'm sure has been asked and answered in many videos across YouTube. Everybody certainly has their own opinion on this particular question, but I still feel it's a valid question. I certainly have my own opinions on it. And I feel it's a valid question because people are still asking it. There's still new gun owners out there asking this question. I mean, I consistently get asked this question. There's a lot of people out there who grew up with their mother carrying a 22 in her purse, or their father carrying one in a truck, or their grandfather having one, and they were used as defensive tools. I mean, 22 has been a very popular round for well over 100 years in this country. Statistically speaking, you look at the crime stats, 22 has killed more people in this country than any other handgun caliber over the last 100 years. Now, part of that is due to circumstance. 22 handguns are cheap and they're small, as is the ammo. It's cheap and it's small. Granted, we're in a shortage, but you know, still when you find it, it's cheap, it's small, so it attracts a criminal element. It attracts people who want to have something that's small and cheap that they're not going to get caught with and that they can throw away if they need it. So that obviously contributes to it, but the fact that it's killed more people than any other handgun caliber, not just more people have been shot with it, proves that it can be used as a defensive tool. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. I'm not saying if you're looking for a defensive gun, go buy something like this or this or this. What I'm saying is go buy something like this, you know, go buy something like this, you know, even something like this before you buy one of these. But what I am saying is, if you find yourself in a situation where this is your only option, and there are those people who find themselves in that situation, they've been in, you know, passed down a gun or gifted a gun or something like that from a family member, they can't afford right now to go out and get something else, or somebody's willing to sell them a little 22 really cheap for $100, and they, just like everybody else, deserves to have a tool to defend themselves with, then don't feel like you're on the wrong side of a defensive situation. Don't feel like this won't do the job. Use it. Use it effectively. Use it efficiently. This one right here, this is the Ruger SR22. Hands down, my favorite 22 out there on the market. I've got videos on this, you can check them out. But this has 10 plus 1 in the chamber, 11 rounds of 22. Now, I can pop off 11 rounds into somebody, center mass, extremely effectively, efficiently, and very quickly due to the low recoil of this handgun, with no problems whatsoever. And I guarantee you, if I was in my house and this was the closest gun to me, I would not feel bad at all. I would pick it up and I would put 11 rounds into somebody's center mass, and I would put them down. And then I would go grab another gun when I ran out of rounds, and I would put them down some more, okay? So don't feel underpowered. Yes, it is not going to have the bang of something like this. Yes, these are small bullets, but these bullets, standard 40 grain 22, moves at 1,800 feet per second. It moves fast, it moves hot. One shot is not going to kill somebody unless you hit them in the right spot. But 10 rounds, center mass, you're going to cause a lot of tissue damage, you're going to cause a lot of bleeding, you're going to have a very good chance of stopping that person physically. Not to mention the fact that when somebody gets shot, 9 times out of 10, hell, 100 times out of 100, they don't stop and think, oh, I just got shot with a 22, I'm going to keep going, okay? Most times, that they are going to be stopped psychologically. It's what you call it, the psychological stop versus the physical stop. Most people are instantly deterred from whatever action they are taking at that moment when they get shot with any caliber, 22 being no exception. So in the end, guys, I'm not recommending pick this up as your defensive tool. Okay, what I'm saying is, if you find yourself with something like this as a defensive tool, don't feel bad. Don't feel underpowered. Utilize that tool to the best of your ability and the ability of the firearm. So that's my opinion on 22 for self-defense. Hopefully it was helpful to somebody out there, and for anybody else that watches it, hopefully you were slightly entertained. Anyway, that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching, and we will talk to you later. Thanks.